All right. Yeah, I guess so we've got one proposal for sure, right? The
We got two proposals,
two
both
proposals.
from Dr. Eiman here.
Oh yeah,
Um,
true. Yeah, the second astronaut support Q4. Great.
mhm. Before we get into it, though, I just want to make a quick announcement about the quarterly transition. First, just thank you to everyone who participated in the community circle. We'll be wrapping that up. I'm actually just parsing through the results right now, making sure everyone's represented in the circle. And then I'll be reaching out to our team leads and getting their allocations in. So those allocations will be due um, basically before the snapshot ends. So that would be like 12 p.m. PST on Monday. But if anyone could, the sooner the better. If we can get them all in by the end of the day tomorrow, that would be really awesome. Yeah, so basically there's that. The other announcement is that we've implemented the project's V6 changes. And so you'll notice now in Discord, Rocketeers are now called leads and Moon Settlers are now contributors. So I'm probably still going to end up saying Rocketeer for a while. It'll be, it's deeply ingrained. But I think I probably won't be the only one. But yeah, we'll make this, I think it's a positive transition. It'll make things a lot simpler. And the last update about the transition or the quarterly wrap up is that we'll be making the delegations process a lot simpler this time. Uh, Basically, what it'll mean is that we're just going to get every uh, every person who's receiving a payout to stake one Moonie for 4 years, and then we'll be able to bump up that Moonie amount. It just saves multiple steps from the way we're doing it before, and should also be cleaner for contributors because they can have just one safe if they choose. If they just want to pump up their stake each term. And so, yeah, I'll be reaching out to everyone individually about that. So if anyone has any questions, then we can talk about it. But yeah, that's basically my updates there. Pablo, do you have anything you want to add before we jump into the proposals?
Nope, nothing to add. Yeah, just reading through proposals and stuff. But yeah, it's long overdue to do the name change. So glad that we ripped the band-aid off, and yeah, hopefully over time we'll readjust. But yeah, cool.
All right. Well, I guess we can get Dr. Eiman up here. There we go. Howdy.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Can you hear me?
Yep.
I just went to bridge or to lock more Mooney, and I didn't notice that the fees were on Ethereum were $41 right now. And I think I just clicked it. Those Ethereum, man, that gas.
That'll get you. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's why
you gotta pay attention.
Yeah, Arbitrum or Polygon are a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah, I think that was a good move. Okay, well, should we start with the no MVP proposal, the second astronaut support Q4? That sound good?
Yeah, that's where you want to start.
Sure. So obviously we launched last month, August 29th. That was awesome and amazing, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. Going forward, there's still various speaking engagements. And so I thought that it would be wise to continue the second astronaut support more, not so much because we would need resources, but more just to kind of document what's going on and what we've done kind of post-launch so that MoonDAO community knows what's happening. And also, I think just to kind of continue to raise awareness for that launch and for MoonDAO. So, the abstract said that we're basically going to be doing publicity and outreach, continue to do things like podcasts, articles, videos, and then also some speaking engagements going forward. Really, the problem, I guess, if there's a problem, is just raising awareness of MoonDAO in the launch and trying to get more people engaged. And the solution would be to continue to have the team, which included Ryan and Titan, so that we see areas that would be good to speak at. We can kind of discuss it. If things come up, there's a team kind of editing it and also recording what's happening so that we know. And looking forward already in Q4, I did one live news. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 interviews that have happened that haven't been published. So following up on some of that and seeing where things have gone. I have one podcast already scheduled for next week. And then as far as speaking engagements, I've done in Q4, if we're not counting Q3, already 4 things. I talked to the Boys and Girls Club here yesterday in Middle Tennessee. There's a school out in California that reached out to me that got one of the Artemis trees, the trees that flew around the moon. They were going to plant it on Monday, so they asked me if I could talk there. I did a little video message for them. I participated with the Space Apps Challenge. There's a indigenous group up in northern Canada that has a STEM festival. I spoke to them via Zoom. So I've already done about 4 things, but I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 things on the menu for the next quarter. So I thought, and that's stuff that I've agreed to. So I thought it would be good to kind of keep track of that. The risk, so the benefits is we just continue to amplify, MoonDAO's visibility along with mine as the second astronaut. The risks, there really aren't a lot of risks, maybe just not getting the outreach that we think we would be able to. I think Q4 is not going to be an issue. I don't know if we need to continue this in Q1 or Q2 of next year, but we can discuss that as needed. Objectives, publicity and coverage regarding my launch and MoonDAO all in all. So we're hoping to secure at least 3 podcast news articles or TV events during Q4. This is less than the 5 we did around the launch, because I think, there's obviously a lot of interest when someone's launching and kind of less going forward. And then keeping track of all this, so MoonDAO is aware. The second objective is determining speaking engagements. So myself and Pablo will be speaking at New Worlds in different kind of conferences, but identifying if there's things I should be talking at and bringing MoonDAO forward with that. And then objective 3 is looking, for other space conferences. So I guess that's similar to speaking engagements, and compiling a list of things in 2025 that might make sense for me to attend as a representative of MoonDAO. And then, as I take photos or things go on the web, we can always look to see if any of that makes sense to be used as IP for MoonDAO. What I got for that. Any questions or thoughts?
I guess the members responsible for the OKR just has Andrew and Ryan. I guess are you also part of this objective?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am. I might not put under, maybe I assumed because I put the proposal in that I counted, but I can edit that under the proposals and add myself.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, just a small thing, just to make sure, Sweet.
Yeah. No, lots of steps as I'm learning with all of this stuff. So. And that's different because there's no budget. I didn't add a budget here because there's no budget, so I didn't put anyone's wallets or anything in there.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that this makes sense. Most of the objectives sound really solid. Just following through with a lot of the momentum that's been building up and making sure we make the most of it, both as like MoonDAO and the sort of direction that you want to take it in, and making sure we can support you. This looks really solid.
And I've added MoonDAO as I'm giving all these talks to the students and stuff. MoonDAO is on like the last slide, like the question slide and stuff, just because I talk about, no one does this alone, like anything. Like I have a talk about like how do you achieve dreams or big goals, and so MoonDAO is represented there on those slides. And then on my non-Blue Origin flight suit, I have a MoonDAO patch. on the arm so that there's at least some representation there, because I don't think I'll be wearing my suit that actually went to space at a lot of places. Though I did wear it yesterday for the boys club, girls club, and they thought it was awesome.
Nice. Awesome. Any other questions for Eiman, or anyone want to jump on stage? If anything they want to share about this proposal, or Mitchie, if you have anything.
No, I mean, I think it's a great idea. I posted a link to the temperature check in the chat. So if our leads want to give that a look and let us know if they think they should, if it's constitutional, if it can go up to snapshot, then we can, get this passed and up on snapshot tonight.
Great.
Okay.
Ryan, you got something for us?
I guess just a clarification here, since this is a no MVP project, per the project system, right, it doesn't go up for snapshot vote, but I don't know how we're handling this exactly with Nance and all that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think actually we removed the whole a lot of the no MVP special exception stuff. I'd have to review it again, but remember, I think in the simplification we might just say that it all goes up, but I'd have to look again. I'm not sure, honestly. But either way, we can either adjust. I'll reference it, and if vote isn't needed. It doesn't use any of the treasury funds to do this, so I don't. If it does go through vote, it's kind of like more of like a rubber stamp, I suppose. But yeah.
To review that as well. Okay.
Cool. Okay. I don't think there's any harm in it going up to vote, but if there's no more questions or anything, we can actually move on to the next proposal, which is also from Dr. Eiman.
Yeah, sorry about that. So
No
as
worries.
part of my space flight, I'm a public school graduate here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'd reached out to our Metro Nashville Public School superintendent, Dr. Battle, and told her that I'd be available to give talks to the students just to kind of, inspire them, motivate them, show them that you can come from, any background and kind of achieve big dreams. It doesn't have to be go to space, but it can be anything, right? Like being a writer or becoming a coder and moving to San Francisco. Like that might be a crazy idea for some people if they don't have someone kind of guiding them. And so as part of that, I was talking to a gentleman here, Jerome Moore, who's a podcaster and has a show on a local PBS show. And he does a lot of things. He's got one show called Deep Dish Conversations, and then he's got another one that's called, I think it's called Exploring Social Change, where he's looking at people in the community who are making a difference. And so that could be someone, building a public garden, right, and helping their people that way, or it could be otherwise someone who may be, I don't know, running a recycling program, or in my case, someone who's looking to give back to the schools and to the kids and kind of motivate them. So he and I got to talking, and he proposed this idea along with me about basically making a mini docuseries about inspiring the next generation through space and social change. So the proposal is that we'd have a 5-part educational series, and each episode would be about 3 to 5 minutes, where one, there's an interview with me, there'll be some B-roll, but then also he follows me at 5 different schools that I'm going to, public schools that are both elementary and high schools, and talking to students and presenting to students, and really trying to inspire the kids about, especially those from underrepresented communities, about pursuing STEM careers and emphasizing the importance of diversity and inclusion in science and space. So the problem is the lack of representation in STEM fields, especially from kids that are underrepresented backgrounds, where students don't necessarily see themselves following the science or space careers because they don't have role models and can make pursuing those fields seem unattainable. I mean, even myself growing up, there was no like Iranians that had been to space, right? So it didn't really seem like a realistic dream. So the solution was to be by following me and interviewing me and taping these things, we can focus on how like I overcame barriers to reach space, and by visiting those schools in my hometown and engaging with students and sharing that story, hopefully demonstrate that success in STEM is possible for anyone. So it'll, as I said, have some interviews, behind the scenes footage, personal reactions on social change, and hopefully can be used to motivate students. Alternative solutions can be considered, but don't really have kind of, it won't look as crisp as a professionally produced series. So this is someone who does production. There's a camera guy. It'll look nicer and be put together well as a package. It could benefit our community by promoting diversity and inclusion, showcasing how individuals from diverse backgrounds can break barriers, inspire future STEM leaders by connecting with students. This series could lead to greater interest in space and science, and possibly creating future MoonDAO participants, especially if we get this youth program off the ground. Educational content for distribution. So MoonDAO could use all of the IP across the platforms for outreach, brand awareness, attract educational partners. It could be a nice way of showing like, hey, we sent someone to space, but look at what we're doing afterwards with it. It just didn't stop with going to space. And then, another possibility is revenue generation. If we produce a total of like a 30-minute show with 5-minute pieces, maybe there would be interest in PBS or something else. That's not guaranteed, but we could always look at if there's a way to recoup some of the budget costs and maybe even make money. The risks are logistics, like scheduling conflicts with schools and production delays. I mean, I've talked to everyone and the schedule seems to work out. I know what days I'm speaking at schools already. I have 4 out of 5 of the schools scheduled. There is a risk that the content doesn't resonate, right? Like my speaking falls flat. So if I get up there and I'm come off pretty dry, that would make for an uninteresting, I think, documentary. So that is a risk, and we'll be working with educators to try and make sure it's meaningful and impactful. And then budget risks, there is a budget tied to this. There is a possibility that production costs are more, or we don't secure enough funds, and we wouldn't necessarily be able to do this. So the objective is to raise awareness about diverse pathways to space exploration and STEM through my personal journey. I'm trying to inspire students. And as I said, like I've been a doctor and I've been to space, so both kind of things are STEM related. We'll deliver the series to at least 5 metro public schools, ensure each episode reaches at least 500 students across all schools combined, gain positive feedback from at least 60% of teachers involved in the series, and secure at least one educational or community partner to help distribute the series. And Jerome had a lot of ideas. He's like, you could even have like a, what's it called when you show a movie for the first time? Why am I blanking on the word? Like you could have a watch party and things like that. Yeah, like a screening in the PBS Nashville space, and invite people and maybe raise money for charities, or there's other ideas once the product is done on how to try to distribute it and show it. His idea of distribution would be on his YouTube channel, but MoonDAO would have total IP for use, as would I. So the IP would be shared amongst the 3 of us. But if anyone wanted to try to profit off of it or make financial finances from it, whoever paid for it would get paid back first, and then it would be split basically 3 ways. If somehow we got $50,000 or $100,000 for something, then that would be split up between MoonDAO, myself, and Jerome. The thought would be that we'd have this wrapped up by the end of Q4, so by the end of December. The budget breakdown is a total of $8,750. I kind of put it in the proposal, but there's a breakdown of filming equipment, crew compensation, travel expenses, editing service, graphic design, and promotional materials and contingency. There's a 5% contingency. So there's a budget involved with this that is part of it. It's $8,750 is what we're thinking that it will cost. That's what I got. Open the floor to questions, concerns, thoughts.
I guess I can jump in if yeah. My kind of more logistical note is just that it would be good to make this contract available so people can read through it. And if we sign this contract as the DAO, we should have the community be able to kind of access through there and look at it.
What would be the best way to put it there? Would it be in the? How could I mean, I could drop it.
I think
in
a
the
hyperlink
Discord,
would be fine. Yeah, just yeah. Like I think right
Okay,
now
hyperlink
it's
in
just
Discord.
access denied.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's good as
Is
is.
that
Just open up the
in the
access.
proposal, or put that in the proposal? Is that?
No, I think
Okay.
as is fine. It's just opening up the drive link so that people can click through.
Let me see. Okay. I will upload it. I will drop it in. Okay, budget breakdown. I don't know anyone with this link to access. Okay, no sign. Here we go. I'm gonna drop it right now.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, that's the budget. Let me put the contract in a Google Doc, and I will drop that for you for everyone here in a second.
Great.
While I'm doing that, any other questions right now?
You distributed through Jerome's YouTube channel, and then if it's repackaged or repurposed, then maybe it could be licensed out or something like that. But I guess my question is, if I'm am I understanding that correctly, or did I misunderstand? I don't know. I can't hear Eiman. Maybe that's just in my head.
No, I can't hear him either.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe he's looking up to that link right now. But anyways, I guess my question is if that's the
Still
case, if I
working
am
on it.
understanding
It's
it correctly.
uploading, but for some reason it's locked, so I'm trying to unlock it.
Okay. But
I'm gonna
anyways,
drop it into the right here, and then I'll work on the. I'll drop it in the chat while I try to figure out why I can't get it to work. And
okay. So I guess is my understanding correct about like how this will be distributed? So via YouTube, and then maybe like repackage or repurpose to like license it to other things. I don't know. Maybe I'm not coming through. You guys can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
there's a
Okay.
hyperlink that should work.
Mon, can you hear us? I don't think you can
Okay.
hear us.
Yeah, I think maybe he can't hear us.
Yeah. Well, we can hear. Oh yeah, we can hear Iman. Iman is speaking just fine. I think he just can't hear us. Yeah.
He's kind of just by himself there.
But anyways, I guess I'll just ask or state my concern if I am understanding it correctly. Okay. Which is basically that if we are distributing it via YouTube, then like would it even make sense to like license it to like something else and then like resell it? Like I just don't understand how that would happen, because if it's being shown for free in one
Can
domain.
you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Or no? Maybe you still can't hear us.
Or maybe you just can't hear Pablo. Can you hear me?
Can you hear us now, Iman? All right. maybe I can just type my question in here for Eiman.
I'll talk together. I cannot. Can someone say something? See if I can hear you.
Hey, can you hear us?
Nope.
Testing,
I'm gonna
testing.
switch to my phone.
Okay.
Anytime. Mitchie, how many leads do we have?
Right now, I believe it's 7, right? I can double check.
That's what I thought. Like for you guys to look at the temperature check for the last proposal.
All right, I'm back. I don't know what happened. That was weird.
Great. Can you hear us now? Is this working?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know what happened. I hadn't done anything, and it just
Weird.
yeah.
Discord, man.
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, I'll state my question one more time. I posted in the chat as well. So basically, we've got these two different distribution channels. One is like openly available via YouTube, and then the other is, you know, this potentially revenue generating thing where we license it, package it into like kind of like a more premiere type thing. I'm just curious what the like strategy is between them, because it can be kind of tough to hold those two in tension. You know, like either we optimize for like a lot of views via these like free channels, or optimize for like revenue via maybe like more traditional channels. I'm just wanted to pick your brain about that and make sure that I'm understanding correctly, like how that's going to roll out.
No, I mean that's a great question that I am probably ill advised to speak to. It would probably be good if we could get at least some of the MoonDAO leadership and Jerome and myself to meet. I don't know what availability you guys have the rest of the week, because I think that's something that can be discussed further. As a group we can decide. I don't think Jerome's point is to like make money per se. I think it's to get it distributed and have people see it, and typically that seems to be what MoonDAO has done. But I don't know where we lie on that as a generality.
Right. Yeah. I guess I can share a little bit of thoughts, because we kind of went down this road with the original documentary idea, and like looked into like how do you actually make money from these like movies, etc. I think it's an interesting path, but yeah, there's all these trade-offs along the way. Complexities of like the agreements, the licensing, etc. It's like a whole world that has its own like rules around it. Whereas, I feel like probably the biggest impact that we can have here is in like distributing it openly and widely with as many people as possible, rather than try to make a big return on it. But
Yeah.
so I personally lean more towards like the distribution side. So I think that would probably be it'd be good to just reach more people through your story, and then make money as an organization via like the new members that join and people that participate in the DAO. I think that makes sense from our perspective potentially, but also yeah, there's just so many ways to like construct the balance between all of that, the licensing and the deals. And I guess you mentioned like PBS potentially, which would be really cool. And obviously it has, a bunch of distribution. I'm also wondering like, how has Jerome like been able to like create the sort of like distribution via YouTube before? Like, has he had instances of like wins where like he's published one of his PBS docs or something via YouTube and gotten a lot of views, or like, I don't know, are there things that we can like that you can point us towards so we can kind of see the sort of like established success or idea of like how he's done in the past?
Yeah. I will have to look and see, because I don't know. I can't speak to that fully.
So this is where maybe, you know, a conversation with him and then getting some of the data. I can send him an email and ask him, like, can you show us some of the stuff you've done before? And what, you know, what the distribution of that is. I think he's done, I mean, this is he's done community changers and some other things. But I don't know specifically how many, like how many views things have gotten. So I'd have to look and see. I'm trying to see if I can see anything right now on the websites.
Cool.
I mean, Community Changers as a YouTube channel only has 1,000 subscribers. So, and that, I don't know, that's not, you know, and that it's definitely not Dude Perfect.
Yeah, I mean that's I was looking through some of the other socials though that Jerome has, and seems like he's got a big Instagram presence, or like a larger Instagram presence. Yeah. I mean, I guess if we are looking to like these online distribution channels, it would just be good to get an idea of like, you know, what does the final viewership of this look like, and how do we get that I guess like concrete in our minds. Yeah.
Can I include him in you guys in an email with him so we can maybe get some more information in that way?
Okay. Looks like 3 Media has some good info here. It says that he works for Nashville Scenes and has 157,000 followers. So that's a good distribution channel for sure. If that's where I guess this will go through, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
I don't know if it will. I guess we should email him and see what he's thinking, and then bring it back to the group.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be awesome to get him, you know, in the town hall too, maybe.
Yeah, I tried to ask
us.
him. He says he's not on Discord at all, so that was the rate limiting step, unfortunately.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe we could do a call with him through Google Meet, get some of these thoughts kind of hashed out, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, you know, I've through the Space Acceleration Network stuff, I've been so busy and now just kind of backlog. I know that you've been trying to get us all together in one room for a bit, so that's on my end. Just been busy. Sorry, I think that kind of broke up a little bit, at least on my end. I couldn't hear. You guys hear Eiman? Is that just me?
No, I can't. He was breaking up, and then he's just silent now.
Shoot. Okay. All right. Well,
can you hear me now?
Yes, there we go. We can hear you.
I don't know what's going on. I'm at work, so maybe the internet's just not as good. I would love to hear from Austin. He's saying 8K is tough for a full production. Can we see what Austin has to say?
Definitely, yeah. If Austin wants to jump up here, that'd be great.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm actually kind of chatting with Jerome as well. We've been kind of talking back and forth. I'm not going to be able to help him with most of the project, but as much as I can help you guys and him, I'm going to try to. So kind of just some things from him on the low. He's also talking about funding, obviously needing more funding. It's really tough. There's ways to kind of cut corners and, you know, rent stuff as opposed to, you know, I'm not exactly sure how much gear he has or how many people he's looking to freelance out, but obviously keeping everything small is probably going to be the way to go if you're going to make that 8K budget really, really last and, you know, obviously create a good project, a good finished product. So kind of just my thoughts. I'm trying to get him on Discord as well, though. Tell him he needs to be in here if he's going to be a part of, you know, the discussion.
Totally. Yeah, thank you
That's
for your
fair.
thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I think we could
Yeah, I know he's.
justify a larger budget if we have kind of a better idea of the distribution, or maybe some, what are the strategies for like recouping some of the financing costs, stuff like that. But totally,
Absolutely.
yeah, 8K I guess is kind of shoestring budget depending on the what's the level we want to do this at. If it's YouTube videos,
Well,
8K is
I
pretty
also,
solid, but yeah.
yeah, I just want to see a good finished product, and takes lots of logistics and planning. So I think it can be done.
Totally.
The problem is, part of the problem is I'm speaking at these schools all in the next 3 months. So, yeah, I'll email him along with you guys to right now to see if we can get any other info or get on a call or what, and then relate it back to the group here.
Awesome. Cool. All right, I guess then yeah, we can circle back on this maybe next week and get those last bits. Anything else on this proposal, or any other thoughts from anyone else? Thanks 3 Media for your input too.
Pablo, yeah, thank you, Austin. Pablo, of note, I will not be able to be on the meeting next week. I don't think it's at 2:00. I probably won't be able to be on it. So if we get any information, maybe I could have one of you guys kind of present it. Would be great. But yeah, because I'm predisposed. I can let you and Ryan know what I'm predisposed with, but maybe not publicly.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. You're saving lives and doing a lot of things in between, so we understand.
Yeah.
All right, great. I guess we should keep moving forward with the agenda. I guess Mitchie, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah. So next on the agenda is open floor, but before we get to that, I just want to make sure with Jiggly here, who we have on stage, that our temp check for the first proposal is working. There was a bit of a mishap there, I think.
Yeah, sorry about that. There was like a staging instance of Nance bot running on my server. So yeah, when I voted in the temp check, I saw it counted twice and realized that. So yeah, some of them have double votes. I can either like clear that issue's fixed. So if you temp check now, it'll single vote properly. But yeah, there is a proposal that has more numbers than senators, and since we're hashing the Discord username of the polls, I actually can't tell who voted which way. So we could either clear it and redo for that proposal, or if we get a check mark that everyone did participate who is eligible, then
Oh yeah,
and
that's
there's
an
no
easy way to
discussion,
do it.
we can say it's good to go. Up to you.
No, yeah, if we can just get wait a minute. Even if we do have check mark from every Rocketeer, it still kind of skews the results if people voted and they voted no, right? Like we still won't know what they voted. I think we would probably just need to redo it.
No, right now all the votes are a yes or a thumbs up. So as long as we get everyone's vote counted in here, I think that's fine.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah. So
Right.
cool.
No,
Yeah, and it looks like we have 4.
as long as we have the quorum, which is what, 5?
Right, 5. Yeah, so just one more.
Well, I'm in there.
I see Ryan, Titan, me, Jiggly Jams. Just need one more.
I didn't vote because it's my proposal, but I don't know if that means I can vote or what on the temperature check.
Yeah, I think even with the temperature check, if it is someone who's already Rocketeer, they can thumbs up it. Oh great, Jerome made a Discord. Yeah, that'd be great. Awesome. Get him in here. Sorry. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, I think that's that should be resolved. With Eiman's vote too, and then we can move that proposal forward. Great.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
No worries. It's good that it was recognized and now fixed. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and I had like a proposal I just submitted as well on behalf of Juicebox team and Django. I don't know if there's nothing else. I would take some open floor spot if you guys would be so kind.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess I'll say, it would like. Do you want this to go up for vote this cycle? Because I guess it's a little bit late in the cycle. I mean, I'm down to discuss it, but I wonder if just we should,
Yeah.
add a little bit of time. Or how rushed is this audit fund? Like, is there like a very pressing need to get these funds in ASAP? Or
I don't think so.
if it waits a week, is it not a big deal?
I think it would be okay to wait, and yeah, that definitely makes sense. Totally warranted. I just had forgotten to submit last week, and then just wrote it up here in the beginning of town hall, and yeah, definitely open to gauging interest. I know I mentioned it last town hall or maybe the one before, but just wanted to make sure the amount was proper and what people imagined. I put 5 ETH on here, but we can, just want to gauge if that feels like too much or is okay with the DAO, and discuss, why it's a good thing to contribute to and how it'll be useful for the DAO. Yeah, I can give the brief overview of why it's useful. Like, well, if for anyone who's joining who doesn't know what Juicebox is, like, it was how MoonDAO originally raised funds to launch the initial ticket to space and raised over 2,600 ETH, and deployed Mooney ERC20 through Juicebox protocol. So it has good roots in MoonDAO itself, and the V4 protocol that's being deployed has L2 support, including Arbitrum at launch, and allows for cross-chain token issuance. So I see that as having really good uses within citizens and teams type of features we could add. Right now that it has Arbitrum support, Juicebox supports NFTs, so maybe like citizens and teams can kind of easily fund their team through some kind of NFT launch through Juicebox V4. And since it's on all these L2s, it will, be much lower fees. I could see also doing some kind of Mooney v Mooney unification with Juicebox V4. That's a much bigger endeavor, but I feel there's a lot of potential to kind of unify things that way. That's kind of one of the major lifts of Juicebox V4 is unifying token issuance across chains. So Django and Based and Dr. Gorilla and Philip V over at the Juicebox team have been working really hard. I'll call out No Wonder as well, I forgot, to kind of make all that work well. It's a really difficult problem, keeping token issuance in sync across chain. So this is a pretty major development. It's a complex protocol, so there's been 2 audits done already, but obviously the more the better. It's an external audit that's being done. I think it just started like over the last few days, and there's a Juicebox project that I linked into the proposal that that MoonDAO could contribute to and help fund that security audit and just make sure everything is as sound as can be before deployment. And yeah, let me know if you got any questions or comments, concerns. Crypto Lucky maybe can't hear me, but I don't know if anyone else has that.
Crypto Lucky just roasting on the side in the chat.
Do I still defeat? Maybe yes.
All right, well, I guess we're all feeble. Yeah, I guess I'll give some thoughts on the V4 stuff. I've been kind of like zooming out a bit. So MoonDAO has a like long-term roadmap that we've been building towards, and one of the cornerstones of that roadmap is this idea of like basically a shift in how the DAO operates to have competitions rather than just proposals. So rather than like cost plus contracting, it's like much more kind of dynamic, and there's an allocation mechanism that's on chain, and a lot of that research, or kind of like a lot of those discussions in that vein, will be using RevNets. So that's like the current mainline plan for like DeepRi's work, is to, and RevNets, like Jiggly was mentioning, it's the Juicebox v4 protocol, which is kind of like a huge update to the Juicebox protocol. It's now multi-chain. It has some like interesting debt mechanisms even. It has like a connection to a market, and you can kind of program that to be deterministic. So, and maybe those words are, it's vague, but there's also a lot of writing already out for RevNet, so I can also try to link a bit of that if you guys want to really dig into it. It's a really interesting concept. But yeah, Juicebox and MoonDAO have a deep history together. So being able to contribute to this audit fund and contribute to the development and thinking behind RevNets has been really cool over the past couple of years, really. A lot of the ideas have kind of co-evolved even with MoonDAO as an organization. So by helping to fund the audit pool for this, we're making this tool more resilient, and especially if this is going to be deeply interwoven into our future plans, I think that it's useful to be a part of the sort of like coalition of groups that are helping to de-risk the RevNet work. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, thanks for that, Pablo. I put some more info in the chat, and we'll add that to the proposal as well. And yeah, maybe this is a bit rushed on my part, but just wanted to get some kind of temperature gauge on the amount, so that's why I threw it in there. And thanks, everyone.
Hey, Pablo, now that Jerome is on here, do we want to ask him some questions to see if we can move forward with the potential proposal voting?
Yeah, that would be great. Actually, yeah, I saw Jerome popped in there. So yeah, we can get Jerome up here, JLM. And yeah, I guess we can hop right into some of the questions. Well, I guess first, Jerome, great to meet you. Thanks for joining us. I know that did you just make this Discord account? So all this might be new.
I did.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I guess I can just give like super fast context on like what this meeting is, what's going on here. So you're obviously already aware of the proposal that was drafted. So this is like a governance call that we have within the organization, where we discuss proposals and then do a kind of like temperature check between the leadership. We do these in like a public forum, so and we discuss and ask questions about the proposals before they go up to broader vote within the organization. So yeah, with that context, I guess, out of the way, Eiman just presented the proposal, and we just had some questions specifically about the like distribution strategy of the docu-series. So mostly about kind of like the tension between publishing it on like open platforms like YouTube versus the sort of like license or other sort of like distribution channels that are maybe capture some amount of revenue. And I just wanted to kind of hear your thinking about it, or like, you know, what you've done in the past and how you've kind of balanced that. Because, you know, I guess we want to optimize both for like distribution, and then also, you know, if we can capture some amount of revenue, we can also justify even a higher budget potentially. So just want to hear your ideas behind it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the good thing about the IP, intellectual property, is that once you create it and you own it, you can kind of distribute it in any type of exclusivity way that you want, long as you don't, for example, say, hey, PBS, we're going to give you the exclusive rights to this docuseries for a number amount of years, and we're not going to go to any other party to distribute this, right? And so that means we can put up the docuseries not only on YouTube, but also we can say, hey, Netflix, or hey, PBS, or hey, Peacock streaming, or whatever we want to do, and be able to distribute that IP in any particular way. And then that's a whole different conversation of like, okay, what can they do with the IP? Is there a sunset clause on how long they will be able to distribute it before we can also take it to another distributor to do it? Are we trying to do it from a regional distribution, or do we want presenting station national distribution? And so those are some of the things I've done in the past. With something like this, go ahead.
What flavors?
Okay. Well, yeah, it's something like this for our distribution, it would be great for it to definitely go on YouTube, but also do local screenings, right? That's another part of distributing, whether that is hosting a screening at the Belcourt Theater here in Nashville, or if that's doing somewhere in the southeast region of the South, to also just that's cross promotion for the docuseries, spread awareness, and then that way what happens is usually other people see it, and also say, hey, I would love to bring this series to my local theater, or distribute it through something official for us production wise as well. That's the way I kind of see it playing out, starting with YouTube, starting with local screenings, and also then branching out with cross promotion and see if national or local distribution is necessary or wanted, or do we want to go more of a grassroots kind of distributing, kind of just build that buzz that way.
Got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, very thorough answer. Thank you. And so I'm a, you know, noob to this world. I guess my question here is like, if we do distribute it on YouTube or anything else, how do you justify the sort of like paywalled version of it? Because then people could also just go in and see it for free on YouTube. But I'm sure that's a solved problem. I just kind of want to wrap my head around how that's usually done.
Yeah, and so to really wrap around it, if we have a idea of saying, hey, we want to distribute this on other platforms to monetize it, then what you do on YouTube is you don't give them the whole thing, right? You give them very short teasers to kind of give them an overall process of what the full docuseries is, like excerpts in a sense. That's what a lot of, like, when you go to film festivals and things like that, a lot of times there's excerpts of the full film or docuseries, because there might still be in the distribution process of figuring out like where they want to actually like distribute it at without giving people the full kind of plate of the docuseries. So that's something that we can be decided before we put on YouTube. But the good thing about it, once we create it and it's produced, you know, we can decide on what we want to do with it as a collective with the IP, and really strategically figure out what is the best direction, especially if we want to use it something on the national stage to potentially monetize from.
Got it. Okay. Great. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I think I just had that like misconception. I thought we were like putting the whole thing on YouTube too, but no, that makes way more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah, we don't have to at all. Only thing that we wanted to put on YouTube is be like, hey, like, you know, this is an excerpt from this, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 part docuseries, and you know, more to come. And that's just for people to kind of get an idea of it. And then in the background, we can really be deciding and talking to people who actually might want to pick it up, and be able to distribute it with a monetization in mind. And that's, you know, different splits and cuts, and you know, that might be a whole different budget that they present as well, as far as just from marketing and be able to distribute it.
Awesome. All right, and then one more thing. So Iman has told me about your background and the stuff that you've done in the past, which is awesome. And I just wanted to, I guess, have a little bit of a space to, highlight, I guess, your background and the stuff that you've done in the past. Also, just kind of like elicit more confidence from. So basically, what happens after this call is we'll be voting on it. So I just want to, kind of be able to establish your credibility as someone who's done this in the past, which I already know, but I think it's good to just tell other people a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Jerome Moore, born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, major in econ and master's in economics as well, and then a master's in education. My background is specifically, a lot of my professional background is in community economic development and community organizing. I was able to spend 2 years in Peace Corps in Paraguay, and then able to work with a few NGOs and nonprofits in Costa Rica, China, and in the Philippines. And what I did was I was able to take my work that I was doing in the grassroots is in the field from a community development standpoint and kind of pivot that into creating community building content. You'll notice all of my content is centered around community, centered around really community solutions. We always hear about the challenges or the issues, but rarely amplify or see the storytelling of those individuals in our community that are putting together tangible initiatives that community can participate in to maybe combat some of those social constructs that we're all affected by on a certain level. What that was able to do for me is able to get the top podcast here in Middle Tennessee, Deep Dish Conversations, which led to me having a book published by the Vanderbilt University, Vanderbilt Press, which led to me getting a TV show with PBS here in Nashville as well, called A Slice of the Community. That's a regional and national show, television production, which I actually have a show tonight at 7 with the mayor, a live show that I'm prepping for. And I also have the Nashville Scene podcast, which I partner with the Nashville Scene, one of the biggest platforms here, media platforms here in Tennessee, which I'm the co-creator and co-host of that podcast. So I was able to just, take all my experiences primarily from traveling abroad and living abroad as an expat, being able to be around different cultures, different community, people from different walks of life and experiences, and take all into my work and then kind of pivot that into the media space and kind of carving out a unique lane that focuses on community power building content. And if it's not centered around community, if it's not centered around solutions, I typically stay away from it. But anything within that realm, that's my forte. That's my unique lane. And I've been able to carve it out and create something unique and, and let people know, especially if you're a creator in general, that you can create things that are community centered and still be successful, still make money, but create a lot of impact.
Wow, yeah, it's a cool journey. Cool
Yeah,
background.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it seems like you've established like very deep roots in the industry and have already been able to make a ton of impact. So yeah, it's cool to hear all that. Do other people have questions for Jerome? He's answered all of mine. We've already kind of gone through the proposal a bit, but yeah, if anyone on stage or in the audience has any questions about this proposal, feel free to unmute. Or Iman, I know Iman kind of had to maybe drop off. I'm not sure if he's jumping back on or not.
I'm here. It's just I'm getting really spotty connection for some reason. No, I don't have any questions, but I'm here for answers. Thank you, Jerome, for coming on and taking the time with the community to see if this makes sense.
For sure. No, I appreciate it. It's good to be a part of it. I'm an open book. So
It's
Great.
Austin. I know I got questions, but me and Jerome, I think we'll probably meet up at the end of next week or sometime around next week. So perfect.
Awesome. And I just want to highlight as well. So thanks, Eiman, for posting the. So this would be the kind of contract underlying the proposal. Just good to get a set of eyes on it. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, love just kind of like how just straight to the point it is with a lot of these things. But yeah, good to just kind of give this a read through as people are temp checking and putting this up for vote on Snapshot later. Awesome. So I guess, yeah, any other questions, any other thoughts around this? If not, we can keep moving ahead.
Thanks, Jerome. I think if we're going to move ahead, you can get off if you'd like, or you're welcome to stay.
Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna get on off and prep for this show. I appreciate y'all, and whatever I can do to support y'all going forward with MoonDAO, I'll be happy to do it.
Yeah, actually, Jerome. Well, before you jump off, I do have one more question, which and also I want to highlight Jiggly Jam's thing. Yeah, major props. You just jumped right in and you're like on the hot seat. Like really, just yeah, awesome. It's around the budget. So 3 Media brought this up. It's a lowish budget, and I just want to kind of hear your thoughts about do you think this is enough to come up with a really solid production? Like what could you do with more budget, or I guess how are you thinking about that?
Yeah.
Because obviously we want to have something that we feel awesome about, that's just like really, really solid. And so, let us know, like, is this enough, or would you have to cut corners? And then what are the corners you'd have to cut? Just kind of want to get an idea around, like, where your head's at around that,
No, this budget specifically for production will allow us to do everything that we need to do. Of course, more money will allow us to do more things, but this budget is not a cut corner budget, right? This is when I say a good docu-series budget to be able to do and lay everything out like we want to do. This will be ample funding for that. Now, I'm never against more funding, never against more funding, but I think the more funding would not be more so for the production, but it would be more so for the cross promotion or distribution that we want to do on the back end. And so if we want to factor that in, we can definitely do that. But if we're talking about just making sure we have the right capacity and human power to go out, capture everything we need to capture, set up everything we need to set up, and get the type of production quality that is going to be A1 top notch, that budget will do.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we can always, kind of do it in milestone stages, see how it all wraps up, get, some of the editing, the cuts in, and then we could even put in another proposal in the future if we want to like go all out with like, more advertising and distribution, stuff like that. So
Sure.
That's great to hear. Yeah, good to know that, you feel confident about your ability to execute with the budget. So cool. All right. Oh, another great question from 3 Media. Yeah, how long is the finished product? So I guess it's 5, like
230s. Yep. So who's gonna so the best way to do this. And so for example, if we were just doing like one, we would probably do like a 5-minute one good storyline, right? But if we're gonna do 4 or 5 of them, we'll break them up into 2 minutes and 30 seconds a piece. And what we're gonna do is just kind of give you an overview of how things are going to be scripted. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit Dr. Eiman down for a good 25 to 30 minutes for a long extended period interview. And as he's going to different locations and he's hitting on different points, we'll break down that interview into 5 2-minute and 30 seconds series that kind of cover his journey in full, but doesn't give it to you all at one time, right? So that first series might just be, hey, his childhood, his journey, how did, his culture growing up, and then it might have pivoted into, hey, he always wanted to be an astronaut, but you know, his family kind of pushed him to being a doctor and being a cardiologist, and then kind of going through those stages. But you're getting B-roll, you're getting sound bites, natural sounds, and slowly building up to the point to where, you know, he goes to space, but also just wraps it up around, you know, the consistency, not quitting, the things and hurdles, and everybody's journey is not a straight path, and everybody's journey is unique. But that's kind of how we're going to shape it, with some VO, natural sound, some great B-roll. We're going to use pictures and things that Dr. Eiman sends us from just his childhood, going to space, and everything in between, to make it a really great visual piece in production that really ties in everything together. So if you 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, so if you collectively do it all together, you're looking at probably like a 12 to 15 minute time all together, but just broken up.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Very thorough answers. Thank you again. Just popping right in, making a Discord, jumping straight into a governance call, and giving us really thorough answers. So I guess anything else from people here? I feel like at least I feel good about just the missing piece. It's great to have you here and just kind of like hear it from your end too. We're doing a little bit of a game of telephone through Eiman and through media. They're both saying amazing things about you, but get to just hear you here in person. So, or not in person, but digitally,
Most definitely.
Cool. All right. Sweet. I guess we can keep moving forward. Open floor. Yeah, like Eiman said, you can stick around, or you got to go. You're talking to the mayor. All right.
Well, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good rest of the day.
All right. Yeah. Godspeed. All right. Thank you. Great. All right. I guess I can kick off some thoughts with open floor. Just want to give like a snapshot of like different things that are going on right now in the MoonDAO community that people should be aware of. Just kind of like reiterating stuff. So we're going to be at New Worlds coming up soon. We've got all of the kind of talks mostly figured out. We're going to be doing a big update where we're going to be sharing a lot of the Space Acceleration Network, trying to sign up a bunch of the organizations that are there, giving a talk with Rick and another guy. His name's David, who represents Rice University. Eiman is going to be there as well and has a great talk there with Frank White. So it's all kind of coming together right now. We're going to be out there in not that long. It's the 1st and 2nd of November. So if anyone happens to be in the Houston area, or spread the word, come through. Love to see people's faces down there, and then we can all hang out. Yeah,
I'll just tag on there then for my Roundtable project update. Yeah, about that. I know I've talked to a few of you here in the audience: Justin, Amy, Titan, Bob was here earlier. But yeah, if you're interested, definitely reach out. I'm in various states of conversation with each of those other folks and a few other people. So yeah, link up with me.
Mom, will you give him some FOD? Chill up.
what was that? Sorry, I don't know if we caught that. Might have just been talking to someone else. All right. Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Yeah, and other kind of like big just like context. So the Space Acceleration Network is live. We've got I think there's 34 citizens as of this morning that have gone through the full flow. It is free for vMooney holders. So if you already have locked your tokens, you can join this new network for free. We're going to make that available for a limited time. So just make sure that you get in now. We want to make it so that everyone that's already in the existing MoonDAO community can directly onboard into this new network that we've created. So, you know, it's pretty quick. You might have to, if you already have Ethereum, you might have to bridge it over to Arbitrum. If you haven't done that before, you can do it in the app. In fact, it's yeah. I'll show you guys some of this stuff here. So you can bridge right here under governance, bridge, you know, put the amount of ETH, or you can also bridge Mooney. If you click here, become a citizen, it's relatively quick now. There's just a few like steps. Just have to put in a name, an email, and then that's essentially it. And then you get to design your little AI avatar, or you can use an image that you upload. It's really up to you. You don't have to do our like cool shiny AI stuff, but it is, you know, it's live. We really want to get the full MoonDAO community up here, you know, and we haven't decided on how long we're going to make that window available for vMoney holders to just like already on board for free, but just, you know, make sure you do it sooner rather than later. Yeah, we're getting teams that are adding more information within the network. So the Open Lunar Foundation, for example, has added a few teams to the job board. But yes, you can only view the job board if you're a citizen. So become a citizen so you can see that. You can also get discounts. We're building out these like discounts in the marketplace. So kind of like these immediate rewards for citizens. You can submit directly into the contributions channel. But yeah, a lot of stuff that we've built out, and you know, we've put a ton of work and thinking into all of this. You know, we've got intuitive machines in here, the Mars Society, Inspire 24, Space for a Better World, Lunark, Earthlight. You know, a bunch of really awesome organizations, and you know, if you want to get direct access into this whole world, then becoming a citizen is the best method. But yeah, cool. Yeah, and we've got here some of the citizens. You'll recognize some of the faces. A lot of these are people that we've onboarded via the teams. So and then other people just from the community more broadly. So yeah, we'd love to see all of you guys in here. Get your guys' feedback too as you're going through, and just continue to make this better and better. So yeah, become a citizen. Painless process. Or we've worked a lot to make it a painless process. Cool. Yeah, and then in other news, yeah, we are building a lot of stuff around the like retroactives. That we've been talking a little bit about that in the in last week's meeting with the Space Acceleration Network, but I just want to kind of pull that thread up a little bit. That we're building a big foundation for the deep prize, and a proposal will likely come in next week for a lot more of that construction and more definition around, you know, the goals for the quarter, and sort of making progress towards that like big kind of cornerstone component, which will be these like competition mechanics. So excited to get all of that out there. And yeah, I think that's it for my updates with Open Floor. Cool. Anyone else that has anything they want to share here? I see Jason jumping up from Symbiont Labs. Jason is working a ton with the MoonDAO Makerspace, which was a project from a couple quarters ago out in Roatan with Vitalia. So they've got a bunch of 3D printers and a bunch of tools for people to create things out there, which is awesome. But yeah, Jason, you're you're approved to come up here. I think you might just need to click an extra button to jump up on stage if you want to share anything. And yeah, it'd be awesome to get you in the network as well. I see that you're saying that you got to get your team in there. Be cool. Sweet. Yeah, Jason, I don't know if you want to jump up here or not. Huh. Yeah, I think you might just need to click an extra button. Try to jump up on stage now, or like go where that request to speak button was before. It should allow you. Weird.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the allow thing that I normally see.
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
There we go.
Oh,
Yep,
there we go.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, weird. It just like popped up in a brand new window. I've never seen that happen in Discord before, but happy to be here. Yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update. We recently had like World Space Week and we had Roatan Rocketry Day here, and we got a bunch of rockets and we were able to interface with the local kids here. A lot of the island kids don't really have an intense STEM education or anything like that. So it was just really like a mind-blowing experience. We captured a lot of videos. We also worked with a local like Honduran artist that really did like a lot of cool space art with the kids. So it's sort of like this great fusion of like actual like STEM and like launching the rockets with a lot of like creativity and just like imagining space. So it was a really inspirational event. I feel like it was an incredible amount of community outreach. And also, as you guys mentioned earlier, like we've had like makerspace components, but just because of the location that we were in and the circumstances, we really haven't had like a great dedicated facility. But now we are in our actual lab space, and it is just about to be complete, the build out of the building. And so we'll actually be able to open up the makerspace more for the community and for larger scale integrations and educational workshops over time. So we'll probably be presenting a little bit more of a proposal going forward as to how we can, work with MoonDAO to kind of create like a better space education program for, the locals coming through, and also because of the hub that Roatan and Vitalia City and Prosper is basically creating. So we have a lot of digital nomads, a lot of Web3 natives, a lot of people that are building very futuristic products and services that I feel like would be very synergistic with the overall MoonDAO ecosystem if they're exposed to it. And this is a way where we could just sort of have a perpetual presence, sort of talking about, MoonDAO and some of the larger objectives that we all kind of share. We'll also be really excited to be a part of the acceleration network. I'll make sure that our team is in. And if anybody does come to Roatan, of course, we can offer, discounts for all the citizens on, cybernetic implants, or even just really cool like cybernetic and cyberpunk merch that we're going to be offering soon. So just wanted to give you guys an update. I know it's been a little bit spotty with our communications. We've been sort of a deep tech startup, a little bit under the radar, but now we really want to be a more integral part of the MoonDAO ecosystem, and just collaborative in whatever way that we can to kind of create the future we all want to see.
Awesome. Yeah, those are great updates. Yeah, we got to get you guys in here in the network, and yeah, just love all the work y'all are doing out there. Yeah, and it's exciting that the space will be more open to the community out there. So yeah, great stuff. Always love hearing all the progress you guys are making. Just
Yeah,
cool.
and thanks for the support too. Like, the MoonDAO ecosystem is really one of the shining stars in Web3 as far as the cohesion and what you guys have been able to do with the onboarding experience. It's really amazing. I'd actually, in a different chat, I'd love to talk with whoever was really kind of in charge of that user onboarding experience to maybe help us out with Symbiote Labs and I feel like your education, onboarding experience is really like world class. So we have maybe a lot that we could learn from each other, because we
Awesome.
want to educate people about, cybernetics and creating a more interesting and open source and self-sovereign bionic future.
Love that. Yeah. Yeah, we're constantly just trying to iterate and make things better, and with our onboarding, especially with the space community, it's a lot of people that haven't had that much exposure to crypto before. So we really are just kind of constantly trying to communicate the concepts in simpler and simpler terms, and without, but still retaining people's sense of responsibility in the space, and knowing the actual core concepts. But yeah, it's a process, and we're always iterating. We're definitely not fully satisfied with it yet. There's just a bunch of stuff that we want to make better and better. So, but yeah, definitely happy to help with any sort of questions y'all have about the onboarding experience and how to improve that. We definitely have a lot of thoughts there. So cool. Yeah, awesome. I see Justin jumped up here. You have any updates for us, Justin? Can't hear Justin. Maybe that's just me though.
No, I can't hear him either.
Yeah, not sure if Justin can hear us either. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I might just need to jump off and jump back on. Yeah, Justin organized an event out in DC to kind of share a lot of the concepts about MoonDAO. And I just want to more of those over time. There's a proposal that's being drafted right now to do an event potentially in Nashville, San Francisco, and then out in China as well, where to honor Yan and just go out there, and there's a ton of support around our first ticket to space winner, and just go out there and just laugh, cry a little bit, but just show the support, because we tried for a year to get Yan out here into the U.S., but unfortunately we're not able to do so. So, but yeah, this idea of having more intimate conversations on a more local basis, I think Justin's kind of spearheading a lot of those ideas. So just think it's a great initiative. I don't know, Justin, if you can hear us now, or if you can speak. But yeah, shoot, still can't hear you, Justin. Sorry. Maybe if you want to type anything out into the chat, that works as well. Huh. All right. Well, yeah, Justin, if you want to write something in the chat, it seems like Discord isn't working for you today. Anyways, well, Justin's typing that out. Okay, he's saying he'll be in Houston. Great. Yeah, would love to see more and more people out there for New Worlds. Justin is wondering who else will be there. So yeah, I don't know if we've got a full head count yet, but we'll, if there's a chat that forms around people going there, we can throw all the MoonDAO people up in one chat, so we can all coordinate on the floor better. Great. Oh wow, we'll have a crew.
I'm in convos with I think 6 to 8 people at least. So obviously, and Pablo and Michi, and should be a at least a small crew there.
Great. Yeah, let's make a chat so we can coordinate better on the ground. Cool. All right, yeah, good to know, Justin, that you'll be here in San Francisco. Let me know when you're around. Great. Anything else open floor wise? No, we can close up. Justin's asking if we're going to be doing Halloween in Houston. I know that there's the Cowboy Ball, but yeah, I don't know about the night of the 31st.
Yeah, I mean, most people travel in on the 31st, so
Yeah.
conference itself is the 1st and 2nd. So if you don't want to miss, obviously, the kickoff of day one, you have to be there for Halloween evening, which I know is like impacts some people if they have kids or families or whatever. But yeah, that's the dates that they got lined up. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, sweet. I guess let's close it up. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Always love seeing everyone come together, everyone in the audience. And it's awesome to see people with their citizen NFTs as their Discord icons. Shout out to Jade and Eliza. But yeah, I guess one last just call to action. Definitely would love to see everyone who's here become a citizen. And if you already have some Mooney locked from previous contributions, then it's completely free. So yeah, want to see more and more of those citizen NFTs. Cool. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
All right, bye, all.
Welcome to MoonDAO, a revolutionary governance model and mission-oriented community that's reshaping collaboration in the space industry. Our mission is to create a self-sustaining, self-governing settlement on the moon to act as a launch point into the cosmos. MoonDAO is governed like a nation, with its own economy, constitution, voting system, treasury, elections, and senate, but internet native, and so without the limitations of geography. In 2022, we sent our first member to space, showcasing our model's capacity for real-world impact. Now, we're implementing key solutions for global collaboration in the space industry. We offer a borderless, permissionless platform that enables everyday people to participate in the future of space development and exploration. Be part of our lunar legacy and join the MoonDAO movement today.